Does anybody else remember having business people take their DNA and fingerprints when you were a kid? What year was that? I am 59 and don't think I ever had any collections like that. I would not be surprised if they started doing in the 90s though. That was about the time that the talk started about tracking everyone. Do you remember the show The X-Files? The end story arc was the government, or somebody, doing genetic experiments on people. The government had a whole warehouse full of genetic information on people. It's the Masonic chip program https://n.m. Wikipedia. org/wiki/masonic_child_identification_programs. You likely believe them to be business people as Masons typically wear suits. They conduct the nation's largest child identification program as part of their charitable work. Yes, they did this for my whole school. I was probably in kindergarten. It was supposedly for if you went missing. Thought I'm not sure what a record of a fingerprint would do. Everyone got a fingerprint card with their name. And they made it like a fun activity. I did think it was weird. Although I specifically remember my parent being there. Edit, I wonder if this has something to do with some sort of national story. Like a kid being abducted caused panic and all of a sudden there were orgs designed to help identify kids and parents wanted to participate. Maybe it was regional. Like some communities reacted strongly while others didn't. Might explain why certain ages or people didn't have this at all. Yeah, but it was a part of the school. They came and explained stranger danger took our fingerprints. I remembered asking if it was going into a database that could be used against me if I broke the law. I haven't broken any laws. They ever just feel like a complete waste of space and oxygen? Sometimes. But then I remember that life is temporary, so I try to enjoy it and make the best of it while I still can. Yeah, but then I start my period and then I'm like I should probably see a doctor about that and quat. Yeah. But as a man, I feel like I'm not allowed to go out and state this, so I keep it to myself and let it burn me deep inside. Quit thinking this about yourself. Just stop. We all do it sometimes. But you just need to bitch slap that shitty little voice inside of you that is telling you these lies. You go be the best person you can be. That's good enough. How frequently do you get creepy PMs? I've gotten quite a few ironically from people on pet subreddits. They asked if I wanted to see their dog or cat and I said yes. They didn't send me a pic of their dog or cat. I was greatly disappointed. I've fallen for it a few times, each time equally sad. I've learned to make my husband open up my PMs. BC I don't want to see not dogs or cats and quat. Never. I haven't even been catcalled. It's weird. I spend time to the places creepy men usually are. I live in a dense urban area. Go to a gym with a lot more men than women. And hang out in places like Reddit. I'm not particularly masculine. And I definitely am not one of the brothers in quad. I'm not mad about it. But I am perplexed I'm the only one of my friends to not experience this. My DMs are always disabled. So never. But even before that I never got anything creepy. Most messages were just from lonely and socially awkward men who wanted to talk and sent me an entire trilogy as their very first message. Still inappropriate and weird. But not in the unsettling way. On Reddit. Not at all. Insta I've gotten about 3 or 5 in the past couple years. I used the Whisper app once. Posted how my periods were really bad and my dad would not hesitate to make sure I was comfortable and how much I love him for it. Every single message. None of the commented, just DMs and oppos. All of them were creepy guys asking for age, location, pictures, etc. etc. Facebook. Never. TikTok one from a guy that insulted me. About my looks. In a comment section then harasses me on 3 different accounts in DMs asking if I had enough. Men who have slept with women, or men, you weren't attracted to or weren't that attracted to. Why did you do it and how did you feel afterwards? I did it because they were there and willing. Though sometimes it turned out they had kinks that got me going. If that was the case I'd usually have them back once or twice. This was during a period where I'd spent a lot of time working on picking up women and had developed a bit of a sex addiction. I didn't really feel much afterwards. Most of the time I didn't even know their name. It becomes like any other unhealthy habit or addiction after a while. You negotiate with yourself that you won't do it. Go out on the town anyway. Then tell yourself this is the last time when you do. I went through with it because I thought that girl was cool and the moment kinda just happened. Felt like shit for a while after the fact though. I was confused over what I was feeling at the time. She was cute so it was easy to overlook the red flags, but it was those flags that held me back the entire time. Turns out listening to my intuition was the right thing to do, as she cheated on someone and flirts with any dude that looks at her funny, so I wasn't interested the same way she was pretending to be for me. Sex is sex. There are no preconditions or attachments to the woman involved unless there's been substantial footwork at creating the foundation for a relationship from both sides involved. If you give a guy access to sex, he's going to take it because that's what guys want, even if it's from someone we don't like or want a relationship with. It's because men have a very primal need to procreate and it's very natural for us. Your question brings up a response question. If women have a problem with a guy doing that just for sex, then why did you sleep with him instead of taking your time to vet him so you could figure out if he was worth having sex with by getting into a committed relationship with? What's a time where doing the right thing completely backfired on you? Passed on my apartment rental deposit temporarily onto the lady moving in after me since I thought she was my friend and in a little bit of a financial difficulty. Turns out she is a thief who stole money from multiple people that I know. She moved to another country under some fake pretense and now is never coming back. Goodbye to my EU 2000. It's so pathetic how a 47-yo stole from me. A 22-yo. Who was literally 6 months into their first real job abroad. Never lending money again to anyone. Girl I knew, not very well, was going through something with a guy. Felt sorry for her cause people who were there didn't give her attention so I listened and gave her advice. She decided that I'm her therapist now and called/texted me every day. Never once asked if I'm busy or if it's a good time, she only wanted to talk about her situation. Now I know why her friends ignored her. In junior high I was an office aide. One time one of the really popular cute guys convinced me to get his girlfriend out of class. We had those privileges for students needing to excuse themselves momentarily for medicine or something. The office found out but didn't know who did it. They casually asked me and without thinking twice I said yeah it was me. They went ham. Called my parents. Kicked me out of the office. Into gym class, ha. And I was monitored for the rest of the year. I learned young that honesty is not always the best policy. There was a guy in school we felt bad for because people made fun of him and he had no friends. I convinced my group of friends to invite him to hang out at the arcade at the mall. He then asked if he could have a pair of my underwear and then tried buying my friend's underwear. When we told him to leave he screeched until someone kicked him out. He made me look like an idiot for defending him lol.